Once upon a time, in a quiet town nestled between rolling hills and a river that flowed like a lullaby, stood an old man named Eli. The locals knew him by many names: the clockmaker, the quiet one, the man who never left. But to himself, he was just someone who paid attention. Eli lived in a small workshop at the edge of the market square. The walls were lined with clocks of every kind: grandfather clocks, cuckoo clocks, silent digital ones, and noisy wind-up ones with chipped brass bells. He didn't sell them. He didn't really repair them anymore either. He just watched when people asked what he did. He would say, "I watch time. That's enough." They laughed, not unkindly. But they didn't understand. Eli had watched time pass all his life on faces, in weather, through war, through peace, through silence. He remembered being young and wanting everything fast. He hated waiting, for birthdays, for answers, for the future. He rushed through books, through meals, through conversation. His grandfather, another clockmaker, once told him, "If you chase time, you'll never catch it. But if you sit with it, it'll speak to you." Eli didn't understand, not then. But years passed, and time, without warning, began to take things. His parents, his childhood friends, his first love, Miriam, who moved to another country with promises to write. She didn't. He learned that time could be cruel. The middle part of his life was better. He married once. Her name was Anna. She was soft-spoken and smelled like oranges. For a while, time was kind. The house was filled with music, laughter, the smell of burnt toast on Sundays. Then life changed again. Anna fell ill. Slowly, the brightness in her faded. For years, he tried to fix what couldn't be fixed. She passed in the autumn when the leaves fell without resistance. After her funeral, Eli locked all his clocks. He didn't want to hear them ticking without her. But time kept moving, even in silence. The river kept flowing. Eli eventually reopened the workshop. Not for profit, but for purpose. He began to study time more than ever, not to control it, but to understand it. He watched the way people hurried, how they clutched phones like lifelines, how they dreaded birthdays, hated Mondays, celebrated Fridays as if life only mattered 2 days a week. He watched young lovers fight in the square, old couples sit without words, children chasing pigeons with more joy than sense. And he realized something. Time wasn't the enemy. It was a mirror. It reflected what you did with it. It gave you everything, then asked for everything back one afternoon. A boy came into Ellie's shop, round 12, curious eyes. Fast voice, "Why do you keep all these old clocks? They're slow and loud and boring." Eli smiled. "Because they remind me that life isn't supposed to be fast. The loudest things aren't always the most urgent. And boring is just another word for peaceful if you learn to listen." The boy didn't understand. But he would in time. When Eli passed away in winter, in his sleep, no pain, no fuss, they found that all the clocks had stopped at the same time, 3:14 a.m. Nobody could explain it. But those who knew him well smiled. Because Eli didn't just watch time. He understood it. He made peace with it. And in the end, it gave him the only thing it gives anyone: enough. There are a million ways to tell the time, but none so precise as a human life. Every tick is a heartbeat, every talk a breath, and every swing of the pendulum a reminder to pay attention, because as the old clockmaker used to say, time is not your enemy. It's just a river. You can't stop it. But you can choose how you float.